Are you ready to build a life full of freedom, impact, and legacy? Here I share all the things to get your mindset right to show up as your best self in your everyday and in your online business. Grab your favorite snack and let's build your blueprint. This is the Inspire Blueprint podcast with Tatiana Muse. Let's go. Hello, I am very excited to be recording this first ever episode of the podcast. I put it off for about 2 weeks because I have been dealing with this strange sinus head cold thing that has been just kicking my butt. But I finally decided I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's just another excuse, right? And I'm just so big on getting out of your own way. I talk about it all of the time. And so I got to a point where I could actually talk and it didn't sound super hoarse. And I'm like, okay, this episode is a go today. We got to get this done. So I'm so excited you are here. First off, I want to just briefly tell a little bit about who I am. I'm not going to share too much because I have some upcoming episodes where my story will unfold and different things like that. But the main thing I wanted to just say is that this podcast is such a beautiful sentiment to who I truly am. I've been an entrepreneur since about 2014. I've been a creative my whole life. I've always been into art, but specifically the art of music and singing and writing music. And so it's just so full circle for me to be sitting here and recording. It just kind of takes me back to the days when I used to sit in my room and record on GarageBand and just sing songs and different things like that. But I have ran so many different businesses over the years, from photography to blogging to being a YouTuber to running a stationery business, which I'll talk a lot about, a stationery business that I actually closed recently. And it's been such an interesting season with that transition. And then also a business coach and a mentor. And that's been kind of my newest thing. I've been loving it. I'm so passionate about helping women start their own businesses. Specifically within the creative world, I help a lot of women with starting and creating planning type of products. So journals, planners, subscription boxes. But I also love talking about digital products as well. So I'm just a ball of wanting to share and just really share my heart here on this podcast with you. And again, you'll get to know my story a lot more through the episodes that are coming up. But I wanted to just briefly say who I am, especially if you've never ran into me before in these internet streets. I wanted to make sure that I gave a bit of that introduction. But today's episode, this first episode, is very foundational. I think it's important with anything to go in with the best of intentions and knowing exactly why you are doing what you're doing. And so, in the intro of this podcast, one of the things I emphasize is that I am passionate about helping you to get out of your own way to build a life full of freedom, impact, and legacy. That is my number one mission and has been for so many years. And even though I didn't know how to put those exact words to it, that is what I have always set out to do with everything that I do, whether it's posting on my YouTube channel, if it's products that I make, if it's courses, trainings, when I'm coaching, when I'm speaking. I want to make sure that someone is left feeling like, okay, I can get out there and I can really build this blueprint for my life. And so that is what this podcast is about. It's about helping you to set yourself up for success in a sense of really enjoying your life, really embracing every moment and living it for you, not for anybody else. And such an emphasis on not for anybody else because in this day and age, we see all too often all of what's going on with everybody else. And it can be very easy for that to change the path that we're on. So I wanted to really keep this one really sweet and to the point. And if you are a note taker, this would definitely be a good episode to take some notes because I want to break down an acronym that I created for the word inspire. Just a quick background on the word inspire for me. There's so many different things that I think of when I think of this word. First of all, my real last name is Muse. It's my name that I've had pretty much since I was born. And what is so cool about it, but also kind of funny at the same time, is I used to get made fun of for my last name because People don't know how to pronounce it. People always pronounced it Moose. But if you know what Muse really means, it really is to inspire, right? And so it's always been a part of me. And like I said, I've always been a creative. And so inspire to inspire, I felt like it's almost like my makeup in a way. And so I always said I wanted to inspire women when I was younger. I thought that it was going to be me singing songs and touring the world and writing all of these amazing lyrics and things like that. But it turned out it's a bit different, but I love it. And I inspire. I love to inspire. And the more that you put something out into the world, it will come back to you. I say all the time, like I'm here to inspire, I'm here to share. And people will put that back into me. They will tell me, oh, I've been inspired. This inspired me to do this. And so having a word that kind of is the motto for my life in a lot of ways is something that I realized recently, especially as I was coming up with just this podcast and what all I wanted to talk about on here. I'm like, inspire. There's so much to it. And so I wanted to break down the layers of what inspire really means to me, specifically when it's about building a blueprint for your life so that you can have the freedom, the impact, and the legacy, the freedom of your time, of your finances, of just being who you want to be, the impact of what you are able to share with other people just based off of the things you've been through, whether extremely difficult or just something you learned before someone else, just the impact that you can leave. And then the legacy, because for those that are to come after us, if it's our children, if it's our grandchildren, or just people that might stumble upon us years from now after we're long gone, what is that thing that we left behind that is there for someone to pick them up, to help them, to grow them? What is the legacy? What are we known for? And so, this acronym, we have, of course, every single letter within Inspire. And I just wanted to quickly break this down for you. And then after that, I'll let you go and hopefully you'll come back for the next episode. So, Inspire. The I, the first I is intention. Anytime that we are facing anything in our life, whether it is for business purposes, if it's for personal, if it's health, if it's something going on at work, if it's a relationship we're dealing with, when we approach things with intention, if we know why we're there, if we have kind of like an overall purpose in a sense. I feel like the word intention is tied to purpose in a lot of ways. When you have that, it's kind of like you have this North Star that you are going to follow. It's almost like it's your navigation in a way. It's telling you, okay, this is where I am, but my intention is to be here. And so I think it's so important for any time that we're building a life that we love is to have intention behind everything that we do. And I'm going to break down all of these different things in the episodes to come. I just wanted to just kind of touch on them in this intro episode, but just know that the topics and the things we'll be talking about in the future episodes is going to just really dive deeper into all of these pieces so much so that we can really work on our hearts and get ourselves together and just, like I said, embrace who we are. The N is nourish. So when I think of the word nourish, naturally I think of food first. I think that's just what maybe a lot of people may think of first. But when I'm thinking about nourish in a sense of building the life that we want, building our blueprint, I'm thinking of, okay, first of all, yes, how can I nourish my body, take care of it, eat right, do what I need to do to take care of the inside of me. How can I nourish myself so that I'm confident on the outside, things that I can do to just really be my best self when I'm facing the world and I'm showing up? But even deeper, how can we nourish our souls? How can I continue to wake up every day, fill everybody else's cup up, do everything for everybody else, but how can I make sure that I also feel nourished at the end of the day? What positive things am I feeding into my mind? what things do I need to remove so that I can continue to take care of who I am, my well being, just my mental state in general. And there's so many different things we can do to nourish ourselves. But all in all, that's what it is, just about taking care of who we are, our mind, our body, and our soul, because all of that is going to, of course, set us up to build this blueprint that we want for our lives. The S is success. I cannot say enough how hard it is in this day and age to not be distracted by what other people are doing. And so I have this thing I say all the time and that I just feel is important, and that is to define what success is for you. Not what it is for somebody over here you follow on Instagram, not what people are saying. This is success, making millions or, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, having all these views and different things on specific content. And I'm speaking to myself in all of these points, but specifically on this one, because I feel like in this season I've been struggling with this success thing a lot. It's just when we see other people and what they're doing, and we automatically label that as like, okay, that must be success. That must be what I need to aim towards. But when we are wanting to build this life of freedom, we have to remember that that's their definition of success. That's what they're doing to fill their cup, to be happy, to show up, to leave impact, to leave a legacy for those in their life. But what are we assigned to? What is it that makes us feel free? I know for me, not to get too deep into it, but for me specifically, the freedom of my time is a big one. Just being able to spend time with my daughter and do the things that I want to do and not feel tied down has been a huge eye opener for me after becoming full time with my business. Is really just that's the freedom that I desire. And it's the thing that pushes me to keep going. Specifically, one of the things that pushes me to keep going. And so, really define what does success mean to you? And it does not have to look like what everyone else is out here doing. In fact, I encourage you to go against the grain and think about things that are different and that still lights you up and still makes you happy. Like, we don't have to be sitting here with all of this money in the bank to be happy, but okay, my bills are paid. I'm comfortable. If I want to do something, I can. That could be happiness. I don't have to have a million subscribers on YouTube, although that would be cool and it would be a huge goal to hit. At the end of the day, even if I only have 100, which is still amazing because 100 people in the room, y'all, think about that. But when you're comparing yourself to the big dogs or, what we see as to be success, it diminishes our celebration with ourselves of what we have done. So, really, just defining success for yourself is so important in all aspects of life when it comes to how you parent, when it comes to your marriage, when it comes to running your business, showing up online, your health, your wellness, your morning routine, like for real, everything. Like when I see these videos on YouTube, these morning routines, I'm always like, dang, I'm not doing enough, or, oh, I didn't do my routine today. Like, what is your definition of success? And it's going to be different for everyone. The P is peace. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about soft life lately, and I love it. I love thinking about having a life that is easy, that is just full of peace. And so, in building a life that you love, building this blueprint, I think it is important to recognize what brings you peace, what makes you feel calm, and even the moments when it's super chaotic, it's a lot going on. What brings you peace in your life? What allows you to turn it all off? Is it a place that you go? Is it a person you spend time with? Is it something you listen to? Is it something you go to do? And then how often do you allow that to happen? And, are you allowing yourself a regular time to reset and recenter and find your peace? It's important because back to what we were saying about when you're nourishing yourself, it's the same thing. You want to fill your soul with things that are going to make you feel good, but also to just bring you peace. Like I love silence. Silence is one of my favorite things. I love just going for a drive sometimes, even when I'm just going to Target, but that time from my house to Target of just being able to hear my own thoughts and some silence is sometimes just what I need to feel restored to then go back and show up for the rest of the day. And so just identifying what that looks like for you and in different seasons, because sometimes we might not be able to escape to a beach or, go on an extravagant vacation or whatever the case may be. In some seasons, that may be peace, but in other seasons, it may just be that silent moment in the car. So just identifying that. The second I is increase. So I guess for this one, when I was thinking of this acronym, I was feeling like there was something missing about wanting more because sometimes it can seem like, oh, I don't want to be greedy or, oh, I can't have it all or whatever the case is. But when I think of increase, I think of, you know what? God can bless me in so many different ways. God has blessed me in so many ways. And the things that I have prayed about, hoped for, thought of years ago are literally the things that I live through every day. And so increase is just really kind of a twofold. It's thinking about what you already have received in your life. When you were at a point where you may have felt low or you felt like you desired all of these things and nothing was really happening. And to look at where you are now. So, how much increase you have or that you've had, but then also the increase of getting to the next level, what you want. So whether that is like, I just hope to expand my platform. That will be an amazing increase. I really want to pay off this debt. What is the increase you're looking for in your life? I would love to expand my family. I would love to just build better relationships with my community. I would love to make friends. Like, what is the increase? And it can be in all areas of your life, an increase in just your self care, right? In your finances and your relationships, within your business, how much money you make. Like, just that it's okay to want more. It's okay for that. It's okay to pray for things and to be expectant of them because we've seen that it's happened in the past. And so increase is just kind of a reminder, especially of knowing, like, you know what? There's some things that I was dealing with back last year or last month or so many years ago. And to think I got out of that, like that was increase. Some area in my life got better. It got more fulfilled. The prayer was answered. And so continuing to just always think about how can I increase in my life? How can I continue to make it better? The R is real because I think there is nothing like showing up as your authentic self at all times. I specifically, for me, on my YouTube channel, I love to just be real. Like I am just, I cannot be fake. Like I can't show up like if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. If something's not working, it's not working. And I am open to share that because I like to be vulnerable because I know from experience on both sides, I have gained encouragement from other people watching them go through something that has uplifted me to help me in my situation. But I also know that when I share, it's going to do the same thing. It's almost like a circle, it's going to help someone else. And so being real in life and authentic, not feeling like you have to put on this mask to look like you are better or well off or doing this and doing that, keeping up with the Joneses, whatever phrase you want to use, just being real and being okay with who you are, being okay with your unique qualities, things that make you quirky, things that make you nerdy, and just things that people don't understand and they don't get. The great thing about it is that there's always someone out there who does get it. And even if there are people within our lives that may feel like they're dulling that for you or that they don't understand you or what you're trying to do, just realizing that that doesn't mean that you have to change who you are. So just being real and authentic in who you are. And then the final letter is E, and that's to enjoy. Enjoy your life. Be happy. It's okay to smile. It's okay to laugh and just enjoy. The world is heavy. Life is hard. Parenting is difficult. This week in itself for me has been a challenge with my 4-year-old. And so there's so many things going on, just so many stressors to dim our light, to just make us be negative and live in this negativity bubble. And I just want to just say, you know what? Those things are going to continue to happen no matter what, but I'm going to focus on the good and I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to smile. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to turn off the news. I'm going to turn off social media. I'm going to take breaks and I'm going to fill my life with the things that just make me enjoy the moments. Making memories with my family is a big one for me, spending time and just enjoying the time with those around us because we know everyone is not here forever. And so, just whatever enjoy means to you, it's going to be different for everyone. All of these are going to be different for everyone, but just to do that. So, let's recap. We have intention, nourish, success, peace, increase, real, enjoy. So, that's it. That is the Inspire Blueprint. That is how we build a life of freedom, impact, and legacy. And I'm so excited to unfold this for you to get to know me a bit on a deeper level, especially if you're someone that's tuning in from following me on YouTube or just been following along with me for so long. I think this is going to be a great podcast because I'm just really getting even more real than I already am. I'm getting more raw and just really getting down to the heart of it all. So I hope you will subscribe to the podcast. Check in with me regularly. I think, what is the lingo? Is it subscribe or follow the podcast? Please leave a rate and review of the podcast, especially if you enjoyed this episode. I think it's wonderful to receive that feedback, to see what you're liking, maybe what could be better, but also to just let me know that you're enjoying it. And so that they can see, so the podcast folks can see that this podcast needs to be pushed up in the ratings so that more people can find it. So thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening to the Inspire Blueprint podcast. I hope it encouraged you in some way. If it did, please take a moment to leave a review and share your favorite moment. Lastly, come connect with me over on YouTube and Instagram at Tatiana Muse. Have an amazing day.